Most men have no idea they're sabotaging their relationships until it's too late. They wonder why she pulls away, why she stops respecting them, why they keep ending up in the same frustrating cycles. But the truth? It's because of the things they do without even thinking. There are 11 mistakes that instantly make a man look weak, insecure, and undisciplined. The kind of mistakes that kill attraction, destroy trust, and make women lose respect fast. But a high-value man? A man who understands self-mastery, respect, and control? He avoids these at all costs. The Stoics knew that true power comes from how you carry yourself. And if you want to be a man who commands respect, not just from women, but from everyone, then listen closely. Because if you're making even one of these mistakes, you need to fix it immediately. Let's get into it. Number 1, never interrupt her when she's talking. One thing men should never do is talk over a woman while she's talking. In his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius tells us to listen with attention and respect. The Stoics thought that we should learn to control our urges and be patient. Not only is talking over her rude, but it also shows that you value your own words more than hers. You missed a chance to listen, learn, and understand. You are being self-controlled, respectful, and humble when you let someone finish their thought. Listen for a while, and you might learn something new. Today, people who can talk the biggest often control conversations. Being able to listen is a rare but useful skill. One of the great Stoic thinkers, Seneca, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple but profound truth tells us that being wise doesn't mean always putting yourself forward. It means understanding other people. The clear message when you cut a woman off in the middle of a sentence is, "What I have to say is more important than what you have to say." This is true whether she is sharing her thoughts, telling a story, or just showing her feelings. Not only is this rude, but it also makes it harder to build deep, meaningful connections. You can only imagine how often this happens when men don't even know they're doing it with women. If you want to be a man who people admire and look up to, start by listening. You can also train yourself to listen. Stoics believed that people should be able to control their feelings and urges. Interrupting someone comes from not being able to control your urge to speak instead of listening. When asked about this, Epictetus said, "If you want to get better, be happy to be thought foolish and stupid." This means that sometimes the best thing to do is to just listen and read what is being said. The real sign of strength is not wanting to take over the talk. The man who can really understand what has been said is the one who can listen carefully. You learn more about the world and the person who is talking the more you listen. Talking to someone is not a race. They give us chances to meet, grow, and learn more about the people around us. The next time you're talking to someone, especially a woman, push yourself to be more patient. Let her finish talking without stopping her. Pay full attention to what she is saying instead of thinking about what you will say next. If you let her talk, she may not only respect you more, but also feel more trusting of you. Being able to listen and not talk over someone makes you stand out in a noisy world. Number 2, never talk over her opinion. We all know how easy it is to ignore someone's opinion, especially if it goes against our own. But Seneca showed us that a wise man is able to listen to the views of others, even when they are different from his own. If a woman says something, don't talk over her. Instead, let her talk, even if you don't agree with her. It is possible to have good debates, but only if they are based on respect. If you talk over her, take a moment to think about it. After she's done talking, say what you think in a cool and polite way. It's about making a space where both sides can be heard. A man who always talks over a woman's opinion isn't showing how smart he is, he's just showing how insecure he is. It was thought by the Stoics that real wisdom means being able to stay calm when you argue, listen without reacting, and try to understand instead of being in charge. When you talk over a woman's point of view, you're not having a conversation. You're ending it. You're telling her that her point of view is not important and that her feelings are not as important as yours. This is not how a strong, controlled man acts. It's how someone who is afraid of losing control acts. Seneca says that a wise person can listen even if what they hear goes against what they believe. It's not enough to just be polite. You need to show real logical humility. No matter how smart or experienced someone is, they are never right. It's impossible to grow when you think your point of view is the only one that matters. Like men, women have their own unique stories, ideas, and words of advice to share. You will miss out on the chance to learn if you talk over her. When did someone last ignore your view without even giving it a thought? How did you feel? Making you mad? So frustrating. Think about how often this happens to women, not just in talks, but also at work, in social situations, and even in relationships. A rare skill that sets truly confident guys apart from the rest is the ability to listen without cutting someone off or ignoring their point of view. People will always admire a man more who listens carefully and treats others with respect than one who talks a lot. When a woman speaks up next time, try not to cut her off or correct her right away. Instead, take a moment. Let her finish. Listen to what she says. Then, if you have something useful to say, treat them with the same respect you'd like to receive. In a real discussion, the goal is not to prove who is right, but to share ideas, gain new views, and grow as a person. A man who knows this will always be ahead of the game. Number 3. Never comment on her appearance in a way that's objectifying. It's fine to compliment someone, but you should never go too far. The Stoics were all about inner virtue, putting more importance on character and intelligence than on how someone looked on the outside. The real face of a person is not the one they show to the world, but the one they show through their deeds. Seneca wrote in Letters to Lucilius, "Women, like all people, are more than how they look." If you only concentrate on how she looks, you might miss the chance to praise her cleverness, wit, and character. Give her praise for her ideas, her accomplishments, or the way she acts. Those are the things that make her valuable. When a guy judges a woman by how she looks, it says more about how shallow he is than anything else. The Stoics told us that a person's character, not how they look, is what gives them real value. These words by Seneca tell us that beauty fades, but virtue lasts. When you make comments about a woman's looks that treat her like an object, you don't care about how smart she is, how strong her will is, or how unique her spirit is. She is not someone to be honored. You treat her like something to admire. There is nothing wrong with genuinely complimenting someone, but think about it. Do your words make her feel better, or do they make her seem like an object of desire? Telling a woman she looks beautiful is one thing, but forgetting everything else about her and only commenting on her body is something else. When something bad happens, it's not what happens that counts, but how you handle it. If you want to show respect and self-control, pay attention to how you act around women. How you talk to them and recognize them says a lot about you. A man who can control his urges knows that what he says should make something better, not worse. Think about the women you really admire. Are they just beautiful that makes you want to follow them? Or is it their strength, confidence, and smarts? If you want to connect with a woman, stop focusing on her looks and ask yourself what makes her special. Give her praise for her ideas, her goals, and the way she deals with problems. When you change your attention to what's important, what you say will mean a lot more. The truth is that women do notice the difference. A man who can see past how someone looks is a guy who deserves respect. Don't be the guy who only says nice things about her looks if you want to be remembered. Take the time to show her that you value her mind, spirit, and strength. Those are the traits that make someone stand out. Number 4. Never make her feel like she's less than you. Making a woman feel bad about herself is one of the worst things a man can do. Epictetus stressed equality in humanity. He thought that everyone, no matter what gender, has the ability to think, do good things, and live a good life. Being rude to women or making them feel less than shows that you don't see them as equal. You're not paying attention to the central Stoic idea that every person has the same worth. Instead, treat everyone with respect and humility in every exchange. Don't put her below you, treat her like a partner. Men who put women down, whether they do it with words, deeds, or even their tone of voice, are not showing strength, they are showing weakness. Epictetus believed in equality, but it wasn't just for the sake of social justice. He believed it was important to recognize that each person has natural worth. You are not being wise or honest if you think you are better than a woman or that she is not as capable or important as you are. The Stoics said that a person's virtue is the only real way to judge their worth, and virtue doesn't care about a person's gender. A woman is just smart, strong, and able to think things through as a man. Not only is it unfair to deny this, it is also stupid. He is not proving his worth when he makes a woman feel small by ignoring her ideas, speaking down to her, or treating her like she can't do anything. He is showing that he is insecure. Being truly confident doesn't mean making other people feel bad about themselves. It means being sure of your own worth, while also making others feel good about themselves. What hurts the hive hurts the bee, wrote Marcus Aurelius. To put it another way, being mean to other people hurts you in the long run. Not only do you hurt a woman when you lower her worth, but you also lower your own ethics. Take some time to think about how you talk to the people in your life. Do you treat them with the same care you want for yourself when you listen to them? Do you recognize their strengths, or do you think they need your help or support without realizing it? Men who know their own strength don't need to put other people down. Instead, they lift them up. In history, the best leaders, thinkers, and warriors were those who saw worth in everyone, gay or straight. Treat every woman you meet as an equal, someone with her own mind, goals, and power. This will help you become a wise and respected man. Also, think about this. Women will always remember the men who treat them like equals, just like they will never forget the men who put them down. How you treat a woman shows what kind of person you are. So choose to be the kind of man who sees the worth in others, treats them with respect, and knows that real power doesn't come from being better than others. Number 5. Never pressure her to do something she's uncomfortable with. It's never okay to put her under pressure, whether you're trying to get close to her or getting her to do something she's not ready for. The Stoics taught us to value the freedom of others. Marcus Aurelius wrote a lot about how important it is to respect other people's freedom to choose their own way in life. Not only is it rude to force someone, man or woman, to do something they don't want to, but Stoics believe that people should respect each other's freedoms. In every relationship, consent is very important, and respecting her limits is a big part of showing that you are mature and smart. Men who put pressure on women to do things they don't want to do are not only disrespectful, but also very bad at controlling themselves. Marcus Aurelius said that being fair, wise, and moderate are the most important things in life. All three of these things are wrong when you put mental, physical, or social pressure on someone. It's unfair because it doesn't respect her right to choose for herself. It's not wise because it puts short-term pleasure ahead of long-term trust and ignorance, which is one of the most important Stoic values and means controlling your wants. Men who can't control themselves, who trick, blame, or force others, show their weakness, not their power. Being truly confident doesn't mean causing things to go your way. It means being sure of yourself enough to accept a no without fighting, arguing, or getting angry. No man is free who is not master of himself, Epictetus says. If you can't accept other people's limits, you are not in charge. Your wants have you bound. There is no need for a Stoic man to be in charge. Instead, he wants to learn, respect, and follow virtue. It's not just moral to respect a woman's choices. It's also a way to prove to yourself that you can control your lower urges. Do you want a woman to say yes because she feels like she has to, or do you want her to trust you enough to make her own decision? Any link that is made with force is not strong. When two people respect each other, they can't be broken. A real man doesn't try to control a woman. Instead, he lets her be herself, go at her own pace, and know that he will never push her past what she is ready for. In every part of life, from relationships to job choices to personal beliefs, this is true. Respect means never making someone feel trapped, guilty, or forced. A man of honor knows this. Yes, it's true. If you're patient and show that you respect her limits, you become the man she wants to be with, instead of the one she feels she has to run away from. Women remember the guys who treated them with respect. They will always remember those who didn't. Be the kind of man who always puts respect over pressure, patience over control, and virtue over selfishness if you want to be known as a good person. Number 6. Never make assumptions about her based on gender. The Stoics taught that you should treat each person as a unique person, not a stereotype. According to Seneca, people should not be judged by labels or social norms, but by their character and deeds. If you think something about a woman just because she is a woman, you're not seeing her as a person. Know her as she really is before you guess what she likes, how good she is at something, or what she believes. Being self-aware and aware of others were very important to the Stoics. Stop expecting her to be someone else and start seeing her as she really is. Doubts about a woman because of her gender are not only limited for her, but also for you. Seneca taught us that a person's character, not their names, is what gives them real value. You are going against the main Stoic principle of seeing people as unique when you think that a woman has to think, act, or behave in a certain way just because she is a woman. You can't see the truth or understand who she really is when you think this way. People today still believe old-fashioned ideas like women are usually more emotional, less logical, or not good at leading. But if you look at history, you'll see that many great women didn't follow these rules. The Stoics didn't think that people should be forced into rigid roles because of things they couldn't change. Marcus Aurelius himself said that his mother was very strong and that she always lived with honor and wisdom, never giving in to luxury or excess. He admired her not because she was a woman, but because she was a good person. Every man should think this way. Rate people by what they do, not what you think about them. You might miss out on a great talk if you think a woman isn't interested in business, politics, or philosophy just because she is a woman. You won't see her true nature if you think she's naturally more caring or less driven. As Epictetus said, the only thing we can really manage is our own thoughts. And having bad judgment based on shallow assumptions makes you less knowledgeable about the world. Men who can see things as they really are and don't let their biases affect how they act are the best. When you meet a woman again, don't think about what society says she should be like. Instead, just watch. Pay attention. Learn. She thinks you already know who she is, so let her show you. Expectations get in the way of real relationship, respect, and understanding when they are taken away. A man who can see past stereotypes has a clear view of the world, which is a sign of real knowledge. Number 7. Never be dishonest or play games. Being honest is the key to building trust in any relationship. The Stoics said that truth was important in every part of life. People once said that freedom is the only thing you can't have unless you give it to other people. When you lie or play games with other people in a relationship, you break their trust and use them for your own gain. It's never worth it. Instead, be yourself. Tell the truth even if it's hard. If you're honest with each other, the friendship will last. When a man lies, tricks, or plays games with you in a relationship, he's not showing how smart he is. He's showing how weak he is. The Stoics said that virtue is the best thing that can happen, and a person can't be called virtue if they lie. Epictetus tells us that we have to give freedom to other people in order to get it ourselves. When you trick a woman, whether it's with empty vows, mixed messages, or emotional games, you're not only leaving her confused, but you're also lying to yourself. What kind of guy do you want to be? Who would you rather be? Someone who builds something real, or someone who always has to hide their tracks, watch what they say, and remember their lies? A Stoic man cares about the truth because it brings peace. You will never have to look over your shoulder if you always tell the truth. Alexander the Great said, "If it is not right, do not do it." Don't say something if it's not true. Men who mess with women's feelings do so because they are afraid. Fear of being weak, fear of committing, or fear of losing power. Men who are honest, no matter how hard it is, are, however, the best. Lies and trickery may help you in the short term, but they always cost something in the long run. When a woman is tricked, she will finally see through the lie. Once she does, the trust you broke will never fully return. Respect is the basis of all good relationships, whether they are sexual or not. And respect can't exist without truth. You don't deserve a woman's trust, if you can't be honest with her. Be honest. Show that you're interested. Say so if you're not. Say you're sorry if you messed up. Honest people are respected because they tell it like it is, even when it's painful, because there are a lot of dishonest people in the world, and that makes him stand out. Number 8. Never take her for granted. One of the fastest ways to end a friendship is to take someone for granted. Being kind to others is important because everyone you meet is fighting a war you don't know about. Show the woman in your life how much you care. Do not treat her like she owes you anything. Her time, energy, and love are important. Show her appreciation for what she's done and let her know you value her. Stoics knew that all relationships need work and appreciation. Taking someone for granted is a sign of rudeness. A man who doesn't see the value in a woman is no longer aware of her presence in his life. Marcus Aurelius' words tell us that everyone has their own problems, and that giving someone your time, care, or love for free doesn't mean they don't give up something in the process. Too many men think that a woman will always be there for them once she has picked them as a friend, a partner, or a wife. But in life, nothing is certain, and no one has to stay somewhere they don't like it. Think about how many relationships end because one person stops caring about the little things. The times when people were kind, the support in silence, the sacrifices that aren't talked about. He taught that the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs on tomorrow and loses today. Seneca was warning people not to get too comfortable. If you think a woman will always be there for you, always understand, and always be gentle, you're not living in the present and seeing her worth right now. A stoic person doesn't wait until they lose something to value what they have now. He gives thanks to the people in his life while they are still there. Don't just say thank you, do something to show it. Thank her for her efforts and time, and never assume that love or loyalty will last if you don't do anything to keep them alive. Women who feel like they are being used will leave, and once they do, no amount of sorrow will make them come back. Today, take some time to really see the women in your life. Friends and family who back you up, listen to you, and are there for you. Tell them you care about them. Show them you care about them. Because a man who knows how important it is to be thankful will keep the people he values close. And that is the sign of real understanding. Number 9. Never use her for your own validation. This is a big one. According to Stoicism, your real sense of self-worth comes from inside. Seneca said, "A man who is not good will not find happiness in a woman, for a good man is happy with himself." Using someone to validate yourself means you need support from someone else to feel good about yourself. It's not good and not fair to the other person. Instead of depending on her approval, work on making yourself feel good about yourself. When you feel full as a person, you won't need other people to approve of you when you're in a relationship. Men who use women to feel good about themselves aren't really looking for a relationship. They're looking for a way to deal with their insecurities. Stoicism says that a person must be whole inside before he can fully connect with another person. Seneca's words tell us that a woman, a relationship, or approval from other people can't fill the void that comes from not having enough inner strength. If you need a woman's love, respect, or admiration to feel like a man, you are not standing on your own 2 feet, you are leaning on hers. You will fall apart as soon as she pulls away. This is why a lot of guys jump from one relationship to the next. They're always looking for confirmation that they are wanted, loved, or worthy. But Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be," which means don't look for approval from other people. Be one. If being liked by other people is how you show your worth, then you haven't really built any worth. For a stoic man, a woman doesn't need to believe in him. He knows what he's doing. He has a goal, follows through, and is honest whether someone is complimenting him or not. Women can tell when a man is using them to feel good about himself. It usually shows up as insecurity, like needing validation all the time, getting jealous over small things, or looking for praise from several women just to feel good. This wears both sides out, and it always ends in failure. When you give someone else control over your happiness, you give them control over your sense of self-worth. Strong men don't do that. How to solve it? First, work on yourself. Change into a man who is happy with his life, has a purpose, and doesn't need a woman to make him feel like a man. If you do this, you'll go into partnerships feeling strong instead of needy. You're going to give, not take. You will love without expecting anything in return because you have a lot to give. That's the difference between a man who is really strong and one who is just looking for someone to make him feel strong. Number 10. Never disrespect her in public. Public disrespect, like making fun of her or arguing with her in front of other people, is a big red flag. For the Stoics, everyone should be treated with respect and honor. He said, "How you react to what happens to you is more important than what happens to you." Not only will embarrassing or disrespecting her in public hurt her image, but it will also hurt your own. When people argue in private, they can handle it in a mature way. When you're out in public, you should always show respect. When you treat a woman badly in public, whether it's with mean jokes, rude comments, or heated fights, you're not only betraying her, you're also betraying yourself. The Stoics knew that how we deal with problems, not how we put other people down, shows how strong we really are. Epictetus says that our actions and emotions show what kind of person we are. For example, if you treat a woman badly in public, you're telling everyone that you're not wise or honest, which are qualities that make a man valuable. Think about it. What does it say about a man that he needs to put down or embarrass the woman he says he cares about, especially in public? It doesn't matter if the goal is to have fun or make a point. Respect and respect are always important, and you should treat others with them, even when you're by yourself. Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands still. Marcus Aurelius said, "No matter what happens, the Stoic man stays calm and polite. He tackles disagreements with maturity, respect, and private talks that no one else can see." When you treat a woman badly in public, you're not only hurting her image, you're hurting your own as well. As a guy, you should always put the woman next to you first if you want to be seen as honest. All the time, whether you're arguing or just talking, your words and actions should show that you respect, care about, and consider her. Putting her down in public, even for laughs or pride, is a sign of weakness, not power. Remember that how you treat people behind closed doors is just as important as how you treat them in public. Being nice is easy when no one is looking, but your real self shows when everyone is looking. So, no matter what, whether you disagree or are just having a good time, always put her respect first. Because you raise her up, you raise yourself up. And that's the sign of a man who knows what it means to be good. Number 11. Never be afraid to apologize. We are all flawed. Imperfection is part of the human condition, Marcus Aurelius told himself many times. Being able to accept when you're wrong is what makes a man strong. Do not be afraid to say sorry if you mess up. Sincere apologies show that you are mature emotionally, humble, and care about the other person. Admit what you did wrong, say sorry, and make things right instead of protecting your pride. This is how we change and grow as people. You are not weak when you admit you are wrong. In fact, you are strong when you do so. The Stoics knew that being flawed is part of being human, and Marcus Aurelius often told himself that mistakes are not something to be afraid of, but something to look forward to as chances to grow. Because he is proud or stubborn, a man who won't say sorry stays the same and doesn't want to learn or grow. Saying sorry is not the same as giving up. It shows that you are mature and emotionally intelligent. Admit when you're wrong in a relationship, whether it was a careless word, a bad choice, or a misunderstanding. Epictetus said, "A person is not good if he never makes mistakes, but if he knows he has and changes his course." Take responsibility for what you did instead of protecting your pride or blaming others. You show that you care about the friendship more than your ego by saying sorry. It means valuing the other person enough to own up to your mistake and make things right. Saying, "I was wrong and I'm sorry," takes a lot of strength. Men who can truly say sorry stand out in a world full of men who hide behind haughtiness or avoidance. Seneca said, "The best way to fix a mistake is to admit it, and the best way to show that you are wise is to fix it." Not only does saying sorry help things get better, it also makes you a better, more self-aware guy. Being humble by saying sorry is one of the most important traits in Stoicism. The fact that you're ready to grow and understand that you're not perfect shows that you care about keeping the relationship honest. There will be disagreements in every relationship, but the best ones are the ones where both people are honest about their flaws, learn from them, and keep going forward together. This means you should never be afraid to say sorry when you mess up. You won't lose face. You'll prove your worth. Because a man who is strong, wise, and ready to become the best version of himself is one who can be humble and accept his flaws. There you have it. 11 things guys should never do with women. To really live up to the Stoic ideals of wisdom, justice, and courage, we need to treat all of our relationships with maturity, respect, and empathy. Remember that showing respect for others shows what we believe in and how we live our lives. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you thought this video was helpful. You can find more videos on how to improve yourself and your relationships. Don't forget to be careful, smart, and kind to everyone. Until next time.